Okay, so if you've got a female dog who isn't spayed, you know her heat cycle can be, well, a little confusing, right? Maybe even a bit stressful. But what if I told you that you could handle it with total confidence? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to break it all down, make it super simple and totally manageable for you and for her.
Yeah, that first heat cycle, it can really catch you off guard, can't it? All of a sudden, you're dealing with new behaviors, a bit of a mess, and just so many questions. So my goal here is to take all that anxiety and just swap it out for confidence. I want to give you the know-how to be that calm, supportive person your dog needs while she's going through this completely natural process. All right, let's dive in. Here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the what, just understanding the cycle itself. Then we'll cover the how-to, all the practical stuff for home care. After that, we'll decode her behavior. And finally, and this is super important, we'll talk about the health warnings you need to watch for to keep her safe.
Okay, first up, understanding the heat cycle. Let's get right down to basics. What is a heat cycle really? And how do you even know it's starting? Just getting a handle on the process is the first step to feeling like you've got this.
So, in a nutshell, the estrus cycle, or heat cycle, as most of us call it, is just your dog's body preparing for the possibility of having puppies. It's a totally natural thing for unspayed females. It usually happens about every 6 months, but, don't be surprised if your little dog is on a totally different schedule than a giant breed. Size and breed definitely play a role.
Now this is really cool because it shows you it's not just one long thing. It's actually a journey with 4 different stages. First, you've got pro-estrus. That's the getting ready part. Then comes estrus. That's kind of go time, when she's actually fertile. After that is diestrus, which is the winding down phase, whether she's pregnant or not. And finally, anestrus. That's just the quiet reset period before it all starts over again.
So what should you be looking for? Well, your dog's body gives you some pretty clear clues. You'll probably see some swelling and a bloody discharge that might get lighter after a few days. She'll also probably be licking herself down there a lot more. You might notice she has to pee more often too. And then there's that classic move called flagging, where she holds her tail off to the side. That's basically her instinctual way of saying hello to male dogs.
All right, so we get the what now. Let's move on to the how. How do you actually manage all this, day in and day out? This next part is all about the practical stuff, your toolkit for keeping things clean and comfy. Trust me, it's going to make life so much easier for both of you. I like to call this the Heat Cycle Survival Kit. Seriously, canine diapers? Absolute lifesavers for your floors and furniture. Unscented, pet-safe wipes are awesome for keeping her clean. And yeah, waterproof blankets are a great idea. Oh, and an enzymatic cleaner? That's a must-have for any little accidents. And of course, a few extra tasty treats never hurt for a little comfort and distraction.
When your dog is in heat, comfort comes first. Offer her a soft, quiet place to rest and gentle reassurance. Keep her hydrated and serve nourishing meals. Short, calm walks on leash give safe exercise. Create a cozy, low-stress zone for down.
Okay, a quick word on hygiene, because this is really, really important. This isn't just about keeping your house from getting messy. Changing those diapers frequently and giving her a gentle cleanup is all about her comfort. It's what's going to prevent nasty skin irritation and even stop infections in their tracks.
Don't be surprised if she's a picky eater for a bit. Her appetite can go up and down, and that's normal. But listen, here's the #1 rule for this whole time. Safety first. Walks need to be short, and she has to be on a leash. Always. No exceptions. Think of her scent as a giant flashing neon sign for every male dog in the neighborhood. So, dog parks? Absolutely not. This is one of those things that's just non-negotiable if you want to avoid a surprise litter of puppies.
Okay, so we've got the physical stuff covered. Now let's get inside her head a little bit. All those hormones surging can lead to some pretty big changes in her personality and how she acts. This is a super helpful way to see the difference between what's totally normal and what should make you go, is she a little more restless or maybe extra clingy? Totally normal. But if you see things like real aggression, or she's just completely lost her appetite, or she seems like she's in pain, those are red flags. That's your signal that something more could be happening.
So, what can you do for her? Honestly, the best thing is just patience. Lots of it. She's not giving you a hard time on purpose. Her body is going through a massive change. Just offer some extra cuddles. Create a quiet, safe space for her, like a crate or a cozy bed, where she can just go and chill out when she needs to. And that brings us to our last section, which is probably the most important one of all. A heat cycle is normal, yes, but things can sometimes go wrong. It's so crucial that you know what those warning signs look like.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You are the expert on your dog. Nobody knows her better. Just paying close attention to her is your absolute best defense for catching any problems before they get serious.
Okay, listen up, because this is the most critical slide in the whole deck. If you see any of these things, you call the vet, period. No waiting. A nasty smelling or weirdly colored discharge, like green or yellow, that's a huge red flag. Same goes for if she's suddenly drinking a ton of water and peeing all the time, seems super weak, her belly looks swollen and painful, or she's vomiting. Don't wait and see, just call.
And the reason we're so serious about those symptoms is because they can be a sign of something called pyometra. It's a really dangerous infection in the uterus, and it's a genuine life or death emergency. It's one of the biggest risks for dogs that aren't spayed, and it's exactly why you need to be watching so closely.
Okay, let's bring it all home. After all this, you're not in the dark anymore. You know the stages, you've got your home care checklist, you can recognize the weird behaviors, and most importantly, you know the serious warning signs. You are absolutely ready to handle this calmly and confidently.
So that just leaves us with one last question to think about. Now that you really understand what the heat cycle involves and the risks that can come with it, what's the best long-term health choice for her? It's a really good question, and it's the perfect reason to have a chat with your vet about the pros and cons of spaying.